Oh, well, hello. I can hear myself, which is always a good sign. Look, check it out. I have a remote control for OBS, so when I'm playing all these old school full screen games, I think I mentioned it before, but I wasn't able to show you before. It actually tells me how long I've been streaming on the phone. Anyway, you all know what time it is. Whoa. I'm making sure. Yeah, there we go. Just wanted to make sure the game audio was working. Because you gotta have that title. Okay, not that title so much, but... Cyan logo noise is like iconic childhood stuff for me. Okay. So... let's see, we left off... Oh yeah, the Maze Runner. So, I think... there's 2 ages left. Mechanical and Channelwood. And I think what I'm going to do is... the Channelwood. Do they all say, like... I think that says the Channelwood Age of Mist. That's also that Age of Mist. What does this one say? Oh, that's mechanical. Anyway, how big is this journal? Oh, not long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 pages. Ahem. I have called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it is still amazing to see it with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees, which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late and I must rest. Do I want to lower this microphone? Dare I? I'm going to leave it alone. Well... Whoa. I'm doing things that probably should not be done live. But I'm doing it live anyway. I did it. It's terrible. Which one? I was awakened this morning by strange... No, okay. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I would have never expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions, that I was to follow them. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. That is news to me. The run is going okay. It crashed at the end of Stone Ship. I don't remember if you were there for that. So we had to do that over again. And the Maze Runner, easy peasy. Where was I? Oh, changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautifully clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water, and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths to the village level, approximately halfway up the grand trees. It's very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of an enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. It's bigger on the inside. The walls were garnished with bright metals, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a meter off the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creature, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human. At least to some extent he appears human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by an almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise, this creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. So he, didn't talk at all about what he talked about to this guy. But it begs the question, what language? Because in future lore, you find out that they're like a whole separate. Atris is from a whole separate civilization. So is this guy from that civilization? A Myst 4 reference. Oh, Revelation, which I haven't played all the way. I played a couple of worlds in that game and then stopped for reasons that only fanboys would understand. Oh, the monkey puzzle? That sounds familiar. That sounds like where I stopped last time. But yeah, I believe in the novels, the Myst novels, Dunny was in... Wait. No, in the novels, Dunny was in India. In Myst Online, they retconned it to Arizona or something. No, New Mexico? Something. I changed it. Okay. Oh, no. Close the book. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human. Okay, so human, not Dunny. But he is old beyond his own reckoning and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me feel very uncomfortable. It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he had not spoken our own tongue in ages. Get it? Ages? He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the ground, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings which happened randomly. Some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. The sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day, things changed. And things were never the same again. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees, where they gradually died out, maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I am not sure. This is the story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I am especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island must have stopped on its own. My laptop logged me out. Just cannot stand. Yet, the old man believes in the truth of the story as if he had been there. And the tree dwellers worship him and apparently all humans as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and to sleep, and then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort, he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away with more force than I had imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quietly surrounded him with very solemn faces. Then they kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their head. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally, he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off of the narrow path high in the trees. Did he walk off? Like, just walked off the path like a boop, boop, boop. Walking the plank? The tree dwellers were silent. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. Oh, yep. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body. He had fallen onto a lower level of the walkway and carry it away. He was laying down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. Okay. So the old man literally walked off the upper platform and died in a fall that he did on purpose. Then they gave him a Viking funeral. Yeah, I don't remember this at all. As this strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason, the water no longer shifts color. Which is why I'm like, I don't remember the water changing colors. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They are I'm like crinkling this can, and I don't know if it's like coming across the microphone, but I need to stop. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection. Thanks. Thanks for watching. No problem. I'm just here rambling on. I even found food outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon so that I may learn more from them. I had lived on this world for 3 months, off and on, and the tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I am even beginning to learn bits of their language. I have decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine will once again refuse. I think this age would be a wonderful experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Ceres and Akinar will react to its curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. Well, that's interesting that Catherine has had a history of like not going to the different worlds, which that strikes me as odd considering how she's portrayed in the books. The novels, rather. Okay. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very much. They get along very well with the tree dwellers and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long before they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I am leaving tomorrow to check on Osmoian age. Sarah suggested that I allow him and his brother to stay. Don't do it, Atris. Though the idea unsettles me, as it should. The boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warned the boys not to take advantage of the respect of the tree dwellers that the tree dwellers have for their ideas. I don't understand that sentence anyway. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith that they will follow it. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran? I think that's a P and not like Fran. Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Chachtik. This is... I'm pretty sure Everdunes was like referenced in one of the novels too, but only in passing. I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Cirrus and Akinar here. See Everdune's journal for more information. Atris leaving himself notes. After watching Cirrus and Akinar, I see they are handling things very well, and I think I can put to rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again. And for a little longer time. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but are happy that Cirrus and Akinar are staying behind again. I have been gone for over 3 days, and I've been to many different places. I had to tell Cirrus and Akinar about Pran's death today. Okay. and they were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Cirrus and Achenar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out into the surrounding waters. I almost closed the book again. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures, and am reminded of my own adventures as a child. Well, I want to hear the adventure too. He's not writing it. Finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see that the inks have changed from black. From the black I thought they were to various different colors. I should have mentioned that for people who aren't watching, but it changed from black, and there's a section that's purple and then red and blue. I have shown some of the creatures my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know that they had such a sense of humor. Even now, as I look through this very colorful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also asked if they can come visit some other ages alone. Though I will have to think over their request. I believe that they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. That's why they're in trap books now. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready for travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I know not how long it will be until I visit the sage again. The end. There's a map of a bridge, or a future bridge. Now that I'm using my phone as a remote control, I don't want to take pictures, cheat pictures. One second. Connect. Okay. I will take a cheat picture. Back in the day, there used to be a chat room that Cyan ran for Myst fans. And it was like the place to go to ask for live hints. So every now and then there'd be people stopping by who are like, I need help with this. And the first question to ask was, well, have you read the journal for the place yet? And 9 times out of 10, they'd be, no way, I'm not going to read all that. And eventually it's like, well, you know what? Not reading journals in Myst is like not picking up ammunition in Quake. You're not gonna live very long if you don't look at the books. Oh, butterflies. Oh, right. Need to turn the map. This place is all about trees. So, let's turn the tower to the tree place. And that was about half an hour of reading. I don't know if that's good quality stream or not. But who cares? Who cares? Are we there yet? Thank you. Let's check the key. 724. A nice, lovely giant tree out the window. Alright. Well, we got what we came for. Back down. It's a very loud. If I'm gonna be honest, if this was an elevator in real life, I would not be stepping into it. I appreciate the fact that Atris probably built that himself, but no. My question is how he built these paintings that swirl when you touch them. That is the sound of a turning wheel. It is a bit of a pain how much you have to spin that thing. Now, there's a 3-digit combination lock. I wonder if we put 724 into this and... Oh! And some matches. Don't mind if I do. I'm trying to read the words on the matchbox, and it does say Myst matches. I lit the boiler. Quick. This is a bit of a, not really an Easter egg, but kind of like a, clearly you can jump into the tree elevator while it's going up, so you can get a bird's eye view of, or at least some part of the island. And you're like, well, I'm stuck. This is where I live now. Boop. Trees. I don't think I can hold the button and go all the way down. Nope. Escape. I want to know how this was constructed. Look how big the tree is, and it's moving. It's like a... Anyway. I remember back in the day. The door closed automatically. In the actual point and click game, the slideshow game, when I first played it, the computer I played it on was so slow. It would take 3 or 4 seconds to change the screen when you clicked. So I feel like I have a cut on my finger from something. So you'd turn on the boiler and the tree would go up, and then you'd wait and wait, and then you'd turn the boiler off, and you could only just barely reach the tree to climb into the car as it went into the ground, because the tree would go down in the background, but it would take so long to change screens. The computer was so slow. Anyway, that's a bit of nostalgia for you. That doesn't mean anything. Anyway, Channelwood book. And some good percussion music. Diet root beer is done. I did want to make sure that didn't land on anything important. Whoa. We're here. It's very loud. I do have to admit, in the Masterpiece Edition, Channelwood is amazingly awesome looking. All right, so ignoring the loud wildlife. Whoa. The water's doing something trippy. Ignoring the wildlife, there seems to be a door. It's locked. I would Alt-Tab to turn this down, but I don't want to break things. Wait, no. It'll get quieter. We don't stay down here too long. Whoa. Oh, there's a hose pipe. There seems to be a windmill. A windmill pumping water. Now, here's a switch on this pump thing off to the side. It's not letting me change. Okay, well, it's not letting me do it in this, but I'm pretty sure in the original game you could, like, grab this lever. And I never figured out, like, what it was for. It would, like, turn off the water spout for whatever reason. Hello? All right. We can hear the sound of flowing water. Well, there's an elevator. Here's a collapsible pipe with a crank on the other side. Heaven forbid I jump in and swim to the other side. There's a pipe that just goes right into the water. And, oop. Nothing happened. Oh. I wonder if this is the pier that they, like, burned the guy on. Or if it just collapsed. Water power! Yeah. Burned a guy. Turns out we just read the journal, and apparently in this world there were a bunch of, like, they called them, like, ape-like creatures and an old human. And the old human died, and then they burned him on the pier like a Viking funeral. Of course, there's nobody here now, it seems. Yeah. It was a bit odd. I don't remember that happening at all, so I was like, huh. I'm getting this water piped over to this elevator here. Because in this game, it lets you look up, and you can clearly see that there's stuff up in the sky, but in the original game, I never found a place to look up. So, this is a whole lot harder in slideshow format. Up! Up we go! Is the tweeting... Are the nature sounds too loud? Because it's really loud in my headset. I turned it down for me, so maybe I won't be yelling. I do need to save. I'm going to do that real quick. Save. Wish I had a remote control for voice meter. Cross your fingers. Is that a little better? I turned it down a smidge. This place was a pain. Again, in the slideshow format. But now that you can kind of freely look about the maze up here, it's not too bad. Aha! A lever. That's what I was looking for. Smash the pots. Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Where were the pot? That is a lot of pots. This is like the pot hut. Pots for all occasions. And this is the doors hut. In case you need us to replace some broken doors. Alright, this makes you dizzy. Whee! Spiral staircase. Whoa. We put the pipe over to this, which should power the elevator upstairs. Whoa! Ta-da! Go do Channelwood in record time for me too. I always get lost. Boop. Well, what do we have here? A familiar bedroom. Dare I say, is it red? Oh, okay. Ah, here's the other half of that page. Did I take a picture of that other page? It looks like I did. Okay, so I've taken a picture of the other piece of this page. So it says, Marker Switch Vault Access, Island of Mist. The vault is located in very plain view on the Island of Mist, and access can be achieved very easily if the simple instructions are followed. It's like needlessly verbose, just to kind of split the note in half so you can't understand what it's saying. First, locate each of the marker switches on the island. Turn every one of these switches to the on position. Then go to the dock, and as a final step, turn the marker switch to the off position. So that's the marker switch vault access. I wonder what's in the vault. Well, at least Cirrus brushes his teeth. Yeah. Moldy cheese and nothing in the drawer. Where's the red page? Did we look in here? Oh! Voila! Found the page. I think that's it. Smash chairs. Quick! Oh. Okay, so that's the other bedroom. Actually, let's go check that out while we're here. Okay. So Mist technology is kind of in this weird spot between kind of, I wouldn't say Victorian, 1800s, kind of end of the Wild West period, steam power and all that stuff, but then also holograms and linking books and all sorts of weird stuff, including what I call the leg chomper. For some reason, it's a chomper. What else can you say about it? You click it, it chomps. Oh, here's the Channelwood masks from Stone Ship. So there's some, like, crossover. Of course, this might be the first time, because the journal for this place said that the tree people worshipped humans. So maybe this is where it started going to their heads, that they could rule the worlds. Oh! Looked like this was locked. Manacles, nails. I thought the mouse turned into something that I could click, but... Is that... Oh, there's the blue page. And something that looks vaguely mechanical age. Boop. Boop it, please. Oh, there we go. So this is the message that played when we walked in. That's a close-up of a mouth, in case we were wondering. Now, I don't remember which clip it is, but most of these clips are like gibberish played backwards. And one of these, if you take the audio clip and reverse it, he's actually saying Rush Limbaugh understands, which is an interesting Easter egg. I think it's this one. If you play this video backwards. Oh, yes. This seems to be... You can... I can't tell if we can hear him over the sound of the birds! In case you didn't hear him, he said... He told Akinar to take only one page. So, close the door, get quiet down, birds. Ew. Yeah, maybe we can, like, walk in. Yeah, there we go.
I hope I pushed the right button. Very interesting device, dear brother. I'm not erasing anything important, am I? He is preparing. Remember, take only one page.
Dun, dun, dun! Chomp. Yeah, this place could use some sound tuning. The birds are very loud! Take only one page. I feel like it would be faster to just jump, long dive into the water and then climb out, but why? Why bother, I guess. Okay, so the other problem with this age is you'd have to navigate the maze to find the Myst book. But luckily, I'm me. Make sure these are all pointed in the right direction. Yep. There's this elevator hidden way back here. Oh. Elevator etiquette. Please close the door before proceeding to the next floor. I rhymed. Oh, Myst book. Phew. Whoa. My noise canceling cut out. Weird. Okay. Red book, go.
With each page I can see more clearly. Soon, free from this horrible prison, this book. You must visit the one remaining age you have not. Confident that
Speak up, I can't hear you.
my brother Akhenar is demented. He is
Demented?
took advantage of the freedom our father had given us. Akhenar began to I ask you again. Do not retrieve the blue pages. He will destroy both myself and you, just as he destroyed the other pages of Myst.
Well, I hate to tell you, but
Never
I've been giving you both equal opportunity to make your case.
must simply bring the red. Story that I, your wisdom,
Yeah, my wisdom.
that I am innocent and he is guilty.
Guilty.
This forgotten island long ago.
Are you done?
I will owe you my life, and you will be greatly rewarded.
Okay, now you're done. We're going to do the one thing he told us not to. Go get the blue page! And then Channelwood will be in the books. What time is it? Nice. An hour. An hour per age? Including reading the book, which take about 20 minutes. So 10 minutes per age. Yeesh. It's a pretty fast game if you know how it works. Wait for the tree to go up. Okay, there we go. Quick! Not much to say. Going down into the ground. In a tree. Elevator. Treevator? Trelevator? Elevate tree? We need to go flip the water switch. To the third level elevator. Oh, okay. I'm getting turned around already. Climbing the stairs faster than humanly possible. Does it seem quieter this time, or is it just my imagination? Nope. I think it's just as loud as before. Alright, blue guy. Give me your page. Yoink. And then after this, stick the page in the book and we check out the mechanical age, which is the coolest one to get into and the most irritating one to actually be inside. Stone Ship is my favorite because I like the looks. Mechanical age, the puzzle to unlock it is, I like that, the clock tower stuff. Channelwood and the rocket. Not my favorite. Make sure. Yes. And we're walking. You know, considering the state of these ages, it's a small miracle that the Myst books are even still usable. Seems like these places have been abandoned for quite some time. Oh, please don't crash while I save. Okay. Blue book. Hello, crazy guy.
Oh, my friend.
I'm not your friend, pal.
Bring in the blue pages. I see. Convinced the Cirrus is guilty. Pray, do not release him. He will destroy me, just to see you.
Deja vu.
Innocent bystander. I've been wrongfully tricked into imprisonment. You have observed this unbridled lust for riches. In the 4 remaining worlds. The gruesome plot, it was almost perfect. Final blow to father. You tricked him into believing that it was I who was the murderer. I didn't murder father. Bring
Wait.
the remaining pages, please.
I don't understand what he was saying.
Liar.
He tricked father into believing that he murdered his father. What? I don't know.
Not be free. What? The remaining blue pages from the last age of mist. I must be free. You must free me. I cannot bear it here for eternity. Free me.
The thing about the trap books in Myst and Riven is that they're like links to legitimate places, but the linking books. So in Myst lore, you have a great big book called the descriptive book that actually describes the world that you want to link to, and then all the little tiny books are linking books, and they kind of reference the descriptive book. So the theory was back then, back in Myst and Riven, before they changed it completely, you would make a legitimate link and then change the linking book just a little bit so the link would be corrupted, basically, and you'd be trapped in the middle. So they're like stuck in a void. So he would be there for all eternity. What are we... What? The last age. The mechanical age. Oh, perfect timing. It's an hour exactly. So I will stop. Last time I said I was going to cut for YouTube, it crashed. So I'm going to say first. And Twitch, you won't know. Oh, my heater kicked on. I think I want that turned off. One moment. I actually have a noise filter set up, and it's calibrated for the heat being off because it's very loud. What am I doing? Right. YouTube people, I will see you in the next part.